Time now to ask the expert. Here to answer your questions live on the air about traveling with your pets is Brett the vet. All right, our first one. We are headed out on a road trip this summer and can't decide if we should take the dog with us or leave it at home. What's the best way to go about figuring this out?
I think if a dog likes a short trip in the car, they'll be okay with a long trip in the car.
Right.
If you do take a long trip in the car, anticipate the needs. Make sure if you have a crate, I'd take at least 1 or 2 leashes or a harness and keep the leash and collar on the dog. I see this a lot, even in my own parking lot, where the pet owners are getting their pet out of the car and they're going to go put the leash on. When they open the door, the dog jumps, bolts, and running all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
So make sure you leave the collar and leash on before you open the doors so they don't run. And if you're in unfamiliar territory, that can lead to problems. So travel with your food. If your dog has any medications or health conditions that they've experienced in the past, maybe anticipate that those could happen again during stressful travel and bring some of those medications with you. And then finally, if you know where you're going, maybe check with the local area for the local emergency clinics or veterinarians in that area, just in case. So you can call them and have your records with you if you have a dog who has a health condition. So the veterinarian or whomever might be more familiar with your pet should you need in the event to see somebody.
Hopefully you don't have to use it or know where it's at, but it's good to know.
I think the good point here too is if you've never traveled with your dog and you don't know what to expect, sometimes it's best to leave them at home because they're happier. And not everybody's, not every environment, you might miss out on a lot.
Right.
Travel with your rabies certificates too.
Okay. Excellent advice. Okay. If we take our dog with us on the road, what should we do to prepare? You know what? That was a second question from the same person, and I think we went over that with the certificates and the food and the leash and everything like that. So Susan from Phoenix says, what is the best way to treat a dog's paws when they are raw and blistering from the hot pavement? Oh my goodness.
Susan, where are our pictures?
Oh,
Susan. So yeah, obviously we got to avoid the hot pavement. And then those boots are another great thing to use.
I just bought those.
Did you get some?
Because, you know, we're getting into the summertime. Yeah.
They walk kind of funny when they first put them on.
Yeah, they're like, what is this? They try to take it off.
They get used to them though.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So the boots are helpful. If you have lesions, I think you just have to, if your dog's burnt your foot, I think a little convalescence at home. And if you need to see a veterinarian for medications for pain or infection, if they get bad and they're not leaving them alone, then you come and see me and I take care of it for you.
Oh gosh. Oh, I don't want to think about that.
It's getting hot quick.
It is so hot with these.
I think we're going to have some of these problems in my clinic this week.
I think so. Okay, Denise from Gold Canyon asks, is it safe to give your dog a supplement to assist her with being calm before a road trip? Good question.
Hi, Denise. Would love to see a picture of your doggy.
I know.
But hey, I'm not going to give you a hard time beyond that. But yeah, I think these supplements are okay. You know, I do a dry run where we don't just, okay, we're going to go on our trip today. Let's give her the pill, the medication, the supplement, and see what happens. I'd say do a dry run at home for the first week. And see if it has an effect. Put your dog in a car for a short trip around the block to the mailbox and see if they do okay. And if so, I think that's a safe choice. If you need something stronger, that's usually when you come and see us and we help you pick through trial and error sometimes the right medication. And it is a trial and error. We can't get it right the first time. When you're dealing with the brain and behavior issues with travel, every dog's different.
Right. Okay, good advice. This viewer says, I am moving 300 miles away with 2 cats. Any suggestions to help them travel with less stress?
Well, I've had worse days. Let's see, 300 miles. I'd say get them in the crate, hit the gas on the interstate, and it'll be over before you know it. So with cats, they're very unpredictable, but if you have 2 crates separate, maybe a blanket where they can nest and hide, I think that would be fine. And if they're very vocal, like for 300 miles, earplugs. Don't forget the earplugs.
But that's interesting. You said 2 separate crates, not combine them into one big one.
You know, if they get along really well, you're fine. You can put them together, and that might make them happier. But if you know you'll know your cats. If they're better separate than separate, if they're better together, you can keep them together. And something to cover them up and maybe secure the crate so it's not rattling around. Don't let them roam free in the car. Medication can be helpful for the pet and for your sanity if the cats are vocalizing the whole trip. But again, a dry run, if they can easily get, sometimes just getting them in the crate's a challenge.
Yeah, I bet.
So if you can get them in the crate, put them in the car, take a short trip, see how it goes, and
do
then
that test run.
Yep, do the test run.
All right, Brett, excellent stuff. I'm sure we have many more questions from our viewers. We appreciate your time. Our